Live from Madison Square Garden in New York City, it's the USA Mobile Indoor Track and Field Championships. Holding the world record, Salazar with the American record, and Eamon Coughlin holding the meet record. The favorite in the field here will be Doug Padilla. Padilla feels that probably John Gregorek is going to be his strongest competition, as Frank Litsky has joined us now for the commentary on the 3-mile run. So in reality, but Padilla is the class of this field. Is that not correct?
He is. There's only one thing to watch for. He thinks he has bronchitis. He hasn't been training, feeling as good as he would like to in training. He says, I don't have the strength I had in my workouts. He has lost only once this year. Last Saturday, he lost to Suleiman Nyambui in Los Angeles. He said, if I was a little stronger, I would have moved earlier. Maybe I would have caught him.
Small correction, it was last Friday.
Last Friday. Now.
But 2 weeks ago, he ran well, and that's right. And then he didn't feel that well in Los Angeles, and then did not run in San Diego on last Sunday because he simply didn't feel that well. So what's been the carryover?
His training has suffered a little, but I don't think a great deal. This is not a deep field beyond Gregorek. He fears Gregorek because Gregorek, who has been running well one week and not so well the next week, does have a lot of strength, and he can just blast out. And Doug has to be able to respond. Doug can run. Doug doesn't like to take the lead too early. He can. He would rather come from behind. He has more speed than Gregorek. So if he can stay with Gregorek, stay close to the pace, he should be fine. But he isn't sure. That's dangerous. When you don't have that confidence, it can be dangerous.
And let us alert you on our coverage of the men's 3-mile. It's a total of 33 laps, so it does take some time, and there's a lot of things going on at indoor tracks, so we'll be kind of bouncing around, picking up some of our other coverage and coming back and forth to update you in the men's 3-mile. But don't worry, we'll keep our eye on it. When the running gets hot and heavy, we'll come back to make sure that everything is covered. Men's 3-mile run, a total of 33 laps. Doug Padilla moving inside and dropping into second place behind John Gregorek. So it's Gregorek and Padilla who you have to consider the strong favorites.
Gregorek's background is as a steeplechaser. He's made the Olympics in the steeplechase. Steeplechasers have to be very strong.
Randy Reyna of the University of Arkansas, number 285, goes out and now will set the early pace.
He looks like a rabbit, doesn't he, Charlie?
Yes, he does.
And they don't have rabbits in a meet like this. Maybe he declared himself in.
The top four, Randy Reyna, John Gregorek, Bill Crone, and Doug Padilla. And in a race like this, when you talk to the distance runners, it goes very quickly because there's so many things going on. There are races inside of races as to where they are, where they're running up front, where they want to change the lead, will they come back and draft behind somebody else, or when they just try and keep relaxed and go on to their own pace.
You have to be very careful in a distance race not to fall asleep. Some runners will say, after 5 laps, I fell asleep and I woke up and there were only 3 laps left. I said, where am I? What has happened? Why am I here? You have to stay alert, and it's difficult on such a small track.
And in another event that you have to stay alert in, particularly this year because it's been fraught with controversy, of course, that is the pole vault that has crisscrossed the country. And for an update in that event, let's join our colleague here at Madison Square Garden, Dwight Stones. And if we could just capture the enthusiasm of Willie White, we could all enjoy life so much more. Excellent report. Thank you so much, Willie. Now in the men's 3-mile run as the action continues. Coming up on the 15-lap mark to go, it is John Gregorek, Bill Crone, Doug Padilla, Randy Reyna, and George Buckeye. Gregorek, Crone, Padilla, Reyna, and Buckeye, the top 5. The men's 3-mile run, and they use up a lot of time and a lot of energy, but we'll be back and we'll capture the rest of the meet for you.
Third, number 401, Josephine White, 436.04. Fourth.
But the men's 3-mile run is now down to 3 men. John Gregorek, Bill Crone, and Doug Padilla. A mile to go. We're 2/3 into the race, 11 laps left. We mentioned earlier we had some magic numbers for you in the women's 220-yard dash. Marita Koch of East Germany, a new world indoor record as she runs at 22:89 here tonight in the USA Championships. So congratulations. A mile to go. We're 2/3 into the race, 11 laps left. We mentioned earlier we had some magic numbers for you in the women's 220-yard dash. Marita Koch of East Germany, a new world indoor record as she runs at 22:89 here tonight in the USA Championships. So congratulations to the East German. And now let's update the action in the pole vault. And here's Dwight Stone. Now to the men's 3-mile run. 6.5 laps to go for the 3 leaders, John Gregorek, Doug Padilla, and Bill Crone. And in that last lap, Padilla moved from 3rd to 2nd. But this is the lead. Gregorek, Padilla, and Crone.
Charlie, the race has not happened yet. 3 men are in it. They're about to lap the 2 people trailing the field. No one else has a chance to win except these 3, but there's a lot of racing left. Padilla is going to make a move somewhere. You know it. He always does. Crone is pretty strong. Crone has a shot in there, too.
We're coming up now with 5 laps to go. It is 5 to go. John Gregorek, 2-time Olympian in the steeplechase, who finished 2nd to Padilla in the Olympic Invitational 5K. And in the Melrose 3000, plus 1 lap if you watch that show. Doug Padilla running 2nd, trying for his 4th title in a row. A very quiet-spoken young man. And Bill Crone, who won the 3000 at Cleveland. Those are the big 3 right now in the 3-mile run.
Last summer, Doug Padilla won the first ever IAAF Mobile Grand Prix outdoors. 16 meets, was it, in 13 nations?
Yes. And here comes Crone outside. Go ahead. And you mentioned the strength of Bill Crone, and he now moves out in front. 3 laps to go. It is Crone, Padilla, and Gregorek. And in reality, Doug Padilla is in perfect position behind Crone because he can fall into his rhythm, and he would simply pull him right along and can save some energy as we come up now with 2 to go.
Charlie, did you notice the man they just lapped? He was the rabbit. The rabbit was caught.
From a long time ago, it is Crone, Padilla, and Gregorek down the back straight. And right now, Crone and Padilla just edging away from Gregorek. And here comes the move. Padilla very quickly takes it on the turn. The slingshot down the straight. 1 lap to go as Padilla has captured the lead. It is Padilla and Crone, and Padilla has the advantage. Crone now will have to fight from behind. Down the back straight, Padilla, Crone. And Padilla holds the lead and now pulls away through the turn, stays low, and comes down to the short straight. And it is Doug Padilla as he takes his 5th title in a row.
The unofficial time is 13:05.71, and that's pretty fast, especially when you think you have bronchitis.
Padilla with his 5th title, and he's also going for his 5th Grand Prix title. So congratulations to Doug Padilla as we take one more look at the move. And what's this?
This is a little over a lap to go.
This is still with a lap to go.
Crone is ahead. Padilla is 2nd. Padilla is quick. He moves very quickly when he moves. You have to. There isn't room on a small indoor track to stretch it out.
Now here it is.
There it goes.
Oh.
Into the turn. That's when you don't expect it if you're in front.
And you've heard about gears as far as racers are concerned, that he has an extra gear. Well, you just saw the quick shift. You could call it a speed shift for Doug Padilla as he wins the men's 3 mile. Let's go down to Marty LaQuarrie. Marty?
Doug, you worried all week that you might be under the weather. It wasn't a problem, was it?
Yes, it was. I was really tired the whole way. Just kind of hanging on. Fortunately, when they made their moves, they weren't as strong as I know they could have been. I was fortunate.
They know that you have a great kick, so they would want to set a fast pace. By letting people know ahead of time that you were injured, weren't you letting them know about your weakness?
Well, I had to be honest as to why I didn't run in San Diego. So That's, you know, it's the way it goes.
It was hard to keep a secret. Okay, Charlie.